Hello. So I wanted to give a little more perspective about myself. In my last video, I talked about how I feel like I have a good grip on diversity based on where I live and just the people I've encountered and all that. So another thing to think about are the roots that people come from, right? So, little bit of background here. My mom's dad was Irish, and my dad's parents are both Italian immigrants. And my dad's mom was a survivor of the Nazi invasion of Italy. A general had taken over her house and used it as their base. And she also learned how to sew. She was a licensed seamstress. And so I think that has a lot to contribute to my crafty side. My dad is a musician. He plays saxophone and the bass. And my mom was a mastectomy fitter for breast cancer patients. It took care. So my mom met my dad at a gig, like he was playing in his band. I was also not supposed to exist. My mom was not supposed to have any other children after she had my sister. My sister's 12 years older than me. So, you know, I would always be confused as her kid. And I lucked out in having so much love. She had to have a C-section because my dumb ass was like, I want to come out feet first. So she had the C-section, but her doctor was just crap. And the way my mom was just like, oh, you know, I'll deal with it. It's fine. So she had this massive hernia for 30 years, you know, and it got to a point where the hernia was causing her to have bowel obstructions. So me and my sister, mostly my sister, found a doctor for them that they could take care of the hernia. But so anyway, my mom went through the surgery. The surgery went okay, but she never came out of it. And then they had to put her on a ventilator, and then it was like a 2-week thing, and it was just really hard to watch. And I think also my mom had a sense of that she was not going to make it, even though I thought she would be okay. But there were things leading up to that too, that just, I was supposed to go on a trip, and my friend caught COVID, so I had to stay home. She had a lot of medical problems. Like when I was around 10 is when she started having neuropathy. And so I kind of had to step up at a young age too. And so being her caregiver, especially because that was my job. I was her paid caregiver as well. So when she passed, it was just a total, my whole life just got flipped upside down, you know? So all of this stuff, like the way she passed, because she had gone through so much shit, like being sick for my whole youth, pretty much. And for her to finally get a surgery to help her live a better life, and then she passes away and doesn't get to have the better life. So my parents were also hippies. You know, I remember one of my first memories when I was a kid is when I was like 3 years old, and my dad was playing Bohemian Rhapsody on the record player, and the very end of the song where they do the cymbal crash, it skipped, and it kept cymbals over and over again. But I remember that, you know? So I was always raised in like a hippie environment, just, you know, love each other. And I'm also one of those people that when I listen to music, I really like dissect the lyrics and the meaning and stuff, and like really hear it. And I think it's just a culmination of where I come from that makes me this way. So really dig into like your past and your family's past and what makes you you, because we all have something to contribute. Even though it feels like, it's so easy to just stereotype people when there's 8 billion people on the planet, right? But we're all different. We all go through other, like, different experiences. So start listening to each other and know that there are people in the world that are not just looking out for themselves. And I try really hard to, what I want to do is put back out into the world all the love that my mom gave me, because I know she loved the shit out of me, and I loved the shit out of her. And that's why it was so hard for me when she passed away. So I have to at least honor her memory in knowing that love and kindness exists and peace is possible if we can just treat each other decently and holding bad people accountable. And so I will stop there, and I hope my history is a little helpful and maybe relatable to somebody. But I have hope that this is just a test of humanity, and if we've actually progressed, or if not. I think America is not as brainwashed as the rest of the world thinks it is. So we will see in the next coming days and weeks, and until then, hold on to hope and we'll be okay.